Yeah, we edit the podcast down from 4 hours to 1. Like, the rest of it is all just cancelable opinions. Me just being like, wasps are better than bees.
I think sharks are overrated.
Yeah, whales are just okay.
How dare you?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by 3 grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie, and today I have a lifestyle and I'm from a place. Yeah, moving very quickly on from that. My lifestyle and place that I'm from, comma, are Dirt Blinker from the Treehouse of Seeds.
Oh. Yeah, sounds like you.
Dirt Blinker sounds unpleasant.
Yeah, Dirt Blinker sounds pretty bad. Treehouse of Seeds sounds whimsical as hell. The only thing I can imagine is that I'm just face down in the ground blinking, and that just seems so unpleasant, you know?
Maybe it's like a term for someone who just looks at things on the ground a lot, you know? Like, she's such a dirt blinker. Just always looking in the dirt.
Yeah,
looking for the worms and the frogs.
Sure. Yep. Maybe I was like, okay, blinker is also like your turn signal.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know where that's going.
I feel like a dirt blinker is someone who doesn't signal and then gets mad at you when you didn't know that they were going to turn.
Oh, yeah. That's my lifestyle, except I'm way too angry at people who don't signal all the time. So that couldn't be me.
It's a gigantic peeve of mine. Yeah.
Why do we have them if you're not going to use them?
Didn't know it was optional.
Somebody got mad at me for cutting them off the other day, and it was because they didn't signal at a 4-way stop. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
That guy's a real dirt blinker.
Such a dirt blinker. I encountered one when I was a pedestrian, and I walked through a crosswalk because they did not signal that they were going to turn onto the crosswalk.
Great.
And then they had to slam on their brakes. And I was like, wow.
Wow, who could have foreseen this? Neither of us.
If only you could have signaled your intent or looked to see if there would be a pedestrian in the marked pedestrian crossing. But alas. Neither of those things happened.
Alas.
Anyway, now I'm just getting riled up about
Yeah, let's move on
drivers.
before we get riled. I don't want to be that as a dirt blinker, so I'm going to further suggest that there's a spell in D&D called Blink, where you shift into another realm and then run 10 feet forward and then appear again on your next turn. And so that's what I am. I run 10 feet forward through the dirt.
Underground.
In the dirt plane.
In the dirt plane?
Yeah, I teleported to the dirt plane.
Wow.
And then I moved 10 meters forward. 10 feet. What is it? One of them.
Wow, you can change units even.
Yeah, different distances.
You can use any unit you want, but it has to be in intervals of 10.
Let's move on and introduce somebody else.
Well, my name's Sam, and today I am a kazoo follower from the Ocean of Heaven.
Oh.
The Ocean of Heaven.
Damn.
Yeah.
A kazoo follower.
If it wasn't for the kazoo, that would be majestic, unfortunately.
I disagree. I think the kazoo keeps it majestic.
Yeah. Are you implying that a kazoo is not a heavenly instrument?
Exactly.
Please provide an example to support your statement.
I don't know. Kazoos are magical. How else could they have been created but by divine intervention?
It's like that melodica. It's like that melodica cover of Jurassic Park is now just in my head. It's just on a kazoo.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
No, but it gets the point.
Oh, kazoo follower. I am imagining like the Pied Piper, but it's a kazoo. Yeah. And you're just following them to heaven.
And you're just like, what is the beautiful music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone zooing away on a kazoo.
Bunch of angels instead of harps. They just have kazoos.
They just have a bunch of kazoos.
You can't tell me it's not accurate.
You know, I would probably follow an angel with a harp. I would definitely follow an angel with a kazoo. I feel like, what the heck is going on over there?
Yep.
What's that about?
Okay, I'm back on board with Sam's lifestyle.
Thank you.
The kazoo follower lifestyle.
The kazoo follower
what
lifestyle.
What do you think is in the Ocean of Heaven? All
whales.
the right whales.
Oh, shut your up.
That's not where I was going with that, but then I immediately turned it there.
I'm going to take it to a dark place, so I'm not going to answer.
Oh, and we didn't.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Wales is at least...
You want to be there, right?
Joyful. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you want them to be somewhere happy once they leave this world.
Yeah.
Preferably here, I would argue. I would like them to be here.
Yeah,
Wow.
but like they also reached the end of their life. They're not immortal, even if they didn't have human and anthropogenic issues.
A cool thing about right whales is we don't actually necessarily know the actual lifespan because they never survived to old age because we killed them so much.
Yeah.
But they
Great.
would have an age that is old.
Yeah.
It's
They
true.
could.
They would.
All
They
whales
wouldn't
go to
live
heaven.
forever.
I love that Don Bluth movie.
Yeah. Anyway, Sam, what are you trying to say beyond me and Sophie continually memeing at you?
No, I'm in too dark of a place. We should just move on.
So yeah.
Okay.
It's a
Let's-
bunch of
let's
whales
not.
and
Yeah.
10 trillion billion plankton ghosts. That's what's in heaven. The
So
ocean
many
of heaven.
plankton ghosts.
All the copepods
All
of times
copepods.
past.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
For the right whales to eat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, who's the last one?
Anyway, me, the last one, I am Hannah, and I'm hoping Sam at least will approve of my lifestyle today, because I am a scuba imbiber from the unincorporated
No.
territory of Clay. No?
Wait, what? A scuba what?
Scuba imbiber.
A scuba imbiber?
Imbiber?
You're drinking them?
You know, there's the thing people are like, if you had the right fluid, you could probably breathe it.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
I didn't explain myself well.
No, what?
I'm confused.
I'm
Listen,
also confused.
I breathe air that is so pressurized, it's liquid.
What?
It's really good for you.
Okay.
It keeps you from getting the bends.
Oh, sure.
Maybe.
What?
I would argue that a scuba imbiber is just someone who scuba dives.
While drunk.
Well, isn't because scuba?
Don't do that.
Yeah, isn't what does scuba stand for?
A self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Yeah, so if you're imbibing from it, you're just breathing in the air.
Yeah, sorry, you can imbibe from it. You can't
Yeah.
imbibe the apparatus.
Yeah,
I
don't,
guess I
like-
was getting confused.
Don't blend it up and
About
add
my
it to your
lifestyle.
morning smoothie.
No.
Oh my god.
I don't recommend
Probably
it.
even more powerful than a banana.
Probably. Yeah, well, the reason we have lifestyles and are from places is because we're reading the book by Cassandra Clare. What's it called? City of Bones. We're reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Obviously, the only book where people have lifestyles and jobs. No, lifestyles and are from places. So, as always, we have read one chapter from this book, and Hannah's going to tell us what happened in it.
Yes.
Yay.
Chapter 8 of this book begins with Clary and Jace falling through the 5-dimensional door/portal and landing, to my surprise at least, in front of Luke's house.
Yeah.
Who you may remember is sort of Clary's stepdad, but not actually.
But not. Platonic
But
stepdad.
not actually. Platonic stepdad. Clary and Jace decide to go snooping in the house, but before they can get inside, they stumble upon Clary's best friend Simon, who is the other side of this impending love angle. Clary fills Simon in on the exposition we as readers have been getting for the last few chapters, and Simon is hilariously on board with everything immediately. And upon breaking into Luke's bookstore, I wrote bookhouse.
Bookhouse. I mean, it is his house and also a bookstore. So
It is his house and also a bookstore. And they break into Luke's bookhouse, and they find a bunch of weapons in a duffel bag and a framed photo of Clary and her mom Jocelyn and Luke that Clary broke during the fight with the Ravener. Dun dun dun. Which means that Luke was in her apartment sometime after the fight.
Wow.
Wow. Jace reveals that this is probably why the portal dropped them here, since it's likely the last place that it connected to or whatever. But before he can reveal any more of Luke's secrets, Luke himself shows up, along with 2 creepy warlocks. And the 3 teens hide and eavesdrop on their conversation, which once again reveals a lot of exposition. I have tried to decide which points of exposition are most important, and these are the ones that I've decided are important.
Yeah.
Sam will hopefully be able to fact check me afterwards. Here we go. Valentine is definitely behind all of this, and he wants to know if Luke has changed his mind about something. Luke's full name seems to be Lucian Greymark, which is kind of badass. Clary's mother, Jocelyn, might have had and hidden the mortal cup, which is the thing that can turn people into shadow hunters. But now Valentine has found and kidnapped her. She is still alive, and Valentine has henchmen looking for Clary. Luke is either acting to protect Clary and Jocelyn, or he's a huge dick. And these two warlocks are the men who killed Jace's father. Did I miss anything?
They're not actually warlocks.
Yeah, that's what I was
they're
also
faking
gonna
it.
say. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were actually warlocks or not.
No, it says at the end that they had stolen the cloaks. Like, they were basically, like, playing the part of warlocks.
Okay.
Which
I wasn't sure if that
yeah.
meant they stole cloaks from, like, an organization of warlocks, or just all warlocks have the cloak, you know?
I'm gonna be real here. They probably killed them.
Whoa.
Damn.
Didn't they talk about skinning?
Yeah.
So I was
we'll
like,
get to that. I thought that was a very interesting word choice.
I was like, I did sort of assume that if they had skinned the warlocks, they were in fact dead.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I
Yes.
can't assume that in a magical world.
No. Well, what I mean, I assumed that the warlocks from whom the cloaks originated were dead, but I wasn't sure if these two men were just other warlocks.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But it seems like they're not warlocks at all. They're just, I don't know, demons or something.
They're
Right.
just shadow hunters.
Damn.
They're just, like, on Valentine's side.
Okay.
Okay.
Evil shadow hunters.
Oh, they're regular shadow hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are. They're just like Valentine's henchmen.
Yeah, and he's a shadow hunter, I guess.
Yeah. Shadow hunter
Yeah.
bracket evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disambiguation. Evil.
Yeah.
Okay, should we
Start from the
go
beginning.
back to the
Yeah.
Just the start of the chapter?
Yeah. Shockingly, when they fall through the door, well, not shockingly, is the part where Jace lands on top of Clary, putting them in a compromising position. Shockingly, there's no like, oh, and they made eye contact, and then they blushed and looked away. You know, like,
They're not there yet.
no, they're not there yet. Maybe Jace is. He's like
Mm,
perceiving her.
he is perceiving her. Yeah. But he's too cool to show that he has feelings.
Yeah. I think just because I know how much Sam liked this book at one point. I'm trying to see how many parallels there are with, oh, Rhysand's been in love with her the whole time.
Yeah.
Jace is in love with
Well.
her the whole time.
And Clary
Well-
is just a spunky, petite little regular girl who
Clary's-
gets caught up in the...
Clary's been through too much to recognize it at this moment,
Yeah,
but they're fated to be together.
they're fated mates.
Yeah, that's my...
I got really stuck in some weeds trying to figure out, because I remembered again, as happens literally every time we read a chapter, because my brain refuses to hold on to this information, that this is a Harry Potter fanfic.
Right.
I was trying to figure out which character Jace is.
Isn't he Ron?
He's not very Ronly, though, is the thing.
But I mean,
But
Like, he must be Ron.
isn't it...
He's
he doesn't-
supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I'm pretty sure Simon is like Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
one seems
Isabel
clear.
is Hermione.
Oh,
Oh.
Well, yeah, I guess she would have to be.
she has to
I don't
be,
know who
yeah.
Alec is then.
Neville.
Neville?
I
Maybe.
guess.
How many characters
That's a
were
weird
there?
fanfic choice. I never read the original fanfic.
I mean,
So, I
I'm
don't know.
assuming she went hard left on some characters here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, you make it Ron and Ginny. I mean,
that's already a left-hand choice.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Great, yeah. So they're at Luke's house.
They're at Luke's
They're
house.
at Luke's house.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say until they run into Simon in the backyard. Does anybody else?
Not really.
No.
I was kind of surprised that Simon showed up again at this point.
I was 100% convinced when I read that Jace, like, jumps down the fence, and a dark shadow, much too big to be a feline, exploded out of the shrubbery and streaked across the yard, keeping low. I was like, this is Luke in his werewolf form.
That's
Because I'm still convinced that
also
Luke is a werewolf.
what I thought.
And then it was Simon, and I went, what?
Wait, are we not sure that Luke is a werewolf?
no.
I can't remember if Sam confirmed it or not.
I mean, I can confirm it if you'd like.
I feel like with the last name Gray, whatever,
Gray Mark.
Gray Mark. That's
His name is Lucian, which is like lichen.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's just silly because he doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's just a dumb choice because he wasn't born that way.
right.
Anyways.
He was always werewolf. It's his lifestyle.
No,
Yeah,
he
that's like
wasn't.
Remus Lupin. He was
Yeah.
just a regular guy named Remus Lupin, and then he
Yeah.
turned into a werewolf, and people were like,
Wow, who could have foreseen this? I just think this.
I dislike it.
Yeah, this further. Maybe he legally changed his name when he
maybe
turned into a werewolf.
he has like, you know how when you
Yeah.
get confirmed in the Catholic Church.
Oh yeah, all of us know.
Yeah, definitely.
You know how we all know that?
for sure.
Yeah.
You get like a confirmation name. Maybe werewolves also do that, and Lucian Greymark is his werewolf confirmation name.
Yeah,
Yeah, his werewolf name.
yeah, for sure. I just think this is further along my theory that this is actually World of Warcraft fan fiction because the werewolves in World of Warcraft, the prince of the werewolves is named Liam Greymane, and he died in the Forsaken attack
Oh my god.
on Gilneas City. Anyway.
Isn't Greyback the Harry Potter werewolf?
Oh yeah, that makes. Why are
evil
they
one?
all gray? I guess.
Why are
wolves
they all
gray?
gray?
This is
Grey Wolf.
Yeah, they're like, how
we
many
connected it immediately.
gray noun can we come up with?
That should be our next
L name
generator.
L name gray noun.
I'll name Grey Noun.
If there's a spin-off book just about Luke,
Okay, we can do that.
yeah,
Great.
great. Yeah,
Anyway, Simon.
Simon shows up and is immediately on board with everything. I sort of assumed
So
Simon
funny.
wouldn't be able to see like the
Yeah.
shadow hunters. Like I get that Jace is being visible
Yeah.
at the moment, but I thought
Yeah, because he can see the non-warlocks as well.
yeah,
But I think it's just that they don't have their glamour on.
They're
'cause
not trying.
Didn't Jace? Well, Jace said in the last chapter that it's just a pain kind of
Okay.
thing to like turn it
Yeah.
on and off. So they probably just don't have it on because they're like, yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Well, because they're clearly just here to like intimidate Luke, who already knows who they are, and therefore they don't have to hide from him.
right,
Yeah,
Luke lives in a book house, so there's
yeah,
nothing suspicious about strangers going into his home because there's a store in there.
and I think there's something later on, I could be wrong, but I think there's something that once a person knows, like, the glamours don't really work anymore because it kind of, I think the way the magic feeds is that, like, it works off the fact that your brain chemistry doesn't recognize it because you can't fathom that it exists.
okay.
But I could be wrong.
I was just gonna ask
hold
that
me
if
to that.
if they could be invisible to Luke, but maybe they'd have to
No,
like
'cause
try
you can't-
harder.
No, I don't think you can, like, I don't think they can be invisible to other shadow hunters. I think it's just like a glamour thing to be invisible to mundanes, and I think it works in the fact that, like, they can't perceive it. Like, if it's
Yeah,
on, it's because they mundanes can't understand it in their brain. So, like, you see a demon getting slayed or whatever, and what they see is, like, I don't know, a party animal and a clown or something. Like,
Right. Getting
I
slayed.
think I could, again, don't hold me to
slay.
that. I
No,
think
that-
that's how it works.
That has an
It's like-
internal logic, so
Yeah,
It's the mist from Percy Jackson.
Mhm.
sure.
Maybe this is Percy
So
Jackson
I know what that
fan
is.
fiction.
Maybe this is Percy Jackson fanfiction. Maybe Percy Jackson is
It's
Harry Potter fanfiction.
fiction.
Maybe, probably.
I mean, kind of.
Isn't everything.
Have you ever
isn't-
seen Percy and Harry in the same room together? Neither have I.
Wow.
Anyway,
Crazy.
they both don't have dads, kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway,
For sure. What was I just about to say? Oh, and Luke is just, for some reason, I didn't think he could be a werewolf and other things, but he can be a shadow hunter with werewolf disease. Like he has
Seems like-
demon sickness, right? That's what werewolf is. We don't know if he's a
Yeah.
wolf yet. I guess,
No.
for sure.
there is a small piece of evidence to support that he is a werewolf, though, because there are secret manacles hidden in the bookstore that look like something has tried to tug them out of the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Like
There it
perhaps
All right.
a werewolf has tried to tug them out.
There it is.
Yeah.
And I had a very, to me, entertaining moment where I was like, oh, there's manacles in the wall. And it says, oh, and I said, ooh, that's kinky. And then I went to the next page in the ebook, and the next line was, don't say kinky. It's like, oh, my bad.
My bad.
Sorry.
They're revealing absolutely not. Hannah.
Absolutely not. This is Luke we're talking about. He's my stepdad.
He's my stepdad. It's not, and it isn't, because he's a werewolf.
Because he's a werewolf. Anyway, can I backtrack a little bit to them talking to Simon about all of the things that Clary knows?
Yeah. They propeller spin, tell him everything that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he says, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, but real, which is great.
Yeah.
But Jace says that there are such thing as dragons, but they're mostly extinct. And frankly, this sounds like a job for me. Someone take me to these dragons. Hello? I am here to do dragon conservation. I want that job, please.
Yeah. Is it gonna go well?
No.
Megafauna.
Listen.
How's
Don't get
megafauna?
invested in endangered megafauna, kids.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Yeah. How can dragons be endangered if people don't know, can't see them, you know?
Other magical creatures can see them.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
I assume they get killed by
Demons.
Downworlders or Shadowhunters.
Yeah.
They're like, assuming that these are in line with, like, I don't know, average fantasy dragons. They're like large apex predators that can do a lot of damage and probably need like a large territory. And therefore, many things would not like to cohabit near them.
Yeah.
Which is a good reason for people to kill stuff,
They're
apparently.
probably killed for their nuclear power.
For the nuclear power,
Yeah.
You're so right.
That's probably what they're killed for.
Mm-hmm.
How would you harness that nuclear power
Great
outside of their
question.
body? Because wouldn't their body act as a shield to protect everything else from its radiation?
Yeah, so maybe they
Yeah,
just
so they're-
capture them.
Yeah, they're not killed. They're hooked up to...
Okay,
Like
yeah.
horseshoe
Generators.
crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say
Like-
like hamster wheels.
For anyone
But-
who doesn't know that reference. For horseshoe crabs who have their blood harvested for
Uh-huh.
vaccines.
For science.
Crucial step that we
Yeah.
still can't handle by ourselves. We still need horseshoe
Apparently.
crab blood like ancient witches.
And the blood is bright blue because
Yeah.
of course it is.
Yet to be a vial of horseshoe
That's a-
crab blood.
It's a real fact.
That's a real fact. That's a true fact.
It's a
Anyway,
true fact about horseshoe crabs.
Simon's
Anyway,
completely chill with all of this somehow.
it's so funny.
And, you know, fair enough. I guess this is the point in time where people are embarrassed to play D&D. Are people still
Yeah.
embarrassed? Is it still embarrassing or is it cool again? I don't know because I don't think I'm cool.
It's more normalized.
Pretty normal, right?
Pretty normal.
Pretty normal.
Yeah.
I feel like Sam's cool and she plays D&D.
I'm not cool. What are you talking about?
On
Are you not cool?
No.
the scale of the rest of us in this podcast, I think Sam's the coolest.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
definitely not me.
Too weird.
Maybe I just put off like a facade that,
Yeah.
but like
You have
I-
a normie facade.
maybe
Cool
very
person
good at
facade.
masking, I guess.
Wow.
Mm. I thought you said you were good at math for a second. I was like, that's true.
That's also
but
true. If you're
I
good
I don't know
at
if
math,
that's cool.
if you're good at math, that makes you cool. Everyone knows that.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah. It's just facts.
Anyway, so none of us are cool, and therefore none of us can tell if D&D
Yeah, I
is
can tell
cool.
if D&D is cool, but Simon thinks it's cool and wants to live it in real life, which same.
Yeah. Except Simon seems to like it because there are 6-foot-tall hot elf women in fur bikinis and vampires who are babes.
Yeah, I feel like that's a specific genre of D&D.
Yeah, that's not the genre I'm interested in.
That's
I
not
think
the one we
that's
play.
the genre of what D&D was
At this
or is
period.
when it's
Yeah.
like 5
Yeah.
young adolescent men
Yeah.
who
And
are
Clary?
constantly
Like,
housing
is-
boners.
Is Clary also
or, you
playing with
know.
them?
Yeah.
I
It's
guess.
hard to say.
It's hard to say. She's pretending like she doesn't to be cool for Jace, so I guess
Yeah.
we found
No,
our
I don't
answer.
think she does.
Yeah.
Well, she seems like embarrassed by having to explain what it is, which seems like someone who plays D&D.
Yeah. It is weird
But
that
maybe
Jace...
she's embarrassed for Simon.
I guess we have concluded that Jace doesn't know anything about the real world.
Yeah, like
So
for
he-
people who live in the human world, they sure don't,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And Simon has to be cool with all of it so that they can bring him along and have the love, what did you call it? The love angle, because it's not a triangle, because there's one side missing.
Yeah, and because I'm really pedantic and it bothers me that people say it's a love triangle when it's just two people in love with one person.
Right.
When that's just a love angle.
That's just a V.
It's just a V.
Okay. Unless Jace also falls in love with Simon, or
Yeah,
vice versa.
I mean, Simon could be in love with Jace
right.
also, and that could be fun.
But it isn't because it's an angle.
But it isn't. I assume it's an angle.
Yeah.
Because it's from 2005.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they break into Luke's book house and don't talk about nearly enough of what books are in there.
Right? Like, I want to know more about the book house.
Yeah. But
I'm kind of envious.
the next thing I want to talk about is Clary's bag.
Yeah.
So Clary is like, they're going through Luke's house and Clary's like beelining to the spare room because she has like a backpack or like a duffel bag full of stuff. And she's like, hell yeah, clothes that I can put on.
Uh-huh.
But
That aren't Isabel's because they're so big on her.
they're so big. She's so teeny tiny.
She's so petite.
Yeah, but she has a bunch of pins on her bag that Simon gave her.
I don't want to talk about it.
I want to talk about the last one. So
Okay.
the pins are Gabers Do It Better, Otaku Wench, and Still Not
No.
King. Do you guys know what Still Not King is?
No.
It's a fan fiction by Cassandra Clare.
No.
No.
It's like I don't know how viral it was, but like people referenced it on the internet because it's a like very short live journal post that's very funny.
Oh my god.
It's called The Very Secret Diary of Aragorn, Son of Arathorn.
Oh no.
And every day of the journal ends with Still Not King. Like it says, met some hobbits, ate breakfast, still not king. Day 2.
That's funny.
It's pretty funny. I was like, wow,
I think
this
I'm
is-
a fan of that.
Yeah, I was like, this is delightful, actually. So she's self-referential here with this meme
Yes.
that is
I just
of
found
her
it. It's
own
very
work.
funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So it's from Cassandra Clare's live journal, and
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
delightful.
see,
This is what I would
I'm
do
s-
if I wrote a
Yeah.
book. I would be self-referential as hell.
Oh, for sure. See, I was dismissing the full love triangle because it's 2005, but in this journal by Aragorn, he thinks that Legolas might be kind of gay, and Boromir was very definitely gay. And my god, is everyone in this movie gay but me? Not so sure about me either.
Mm-hmm.
Still not king. So maybe.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the Aragorn? No, this is Harry Potter.
Yep, different one. That's a different
It's a different
one.
thing. So maybe
Yeah,
they can be gay.
I'm obsessed with Still Not King.
I got too embarrassed by Otaku Wench and just straight up didn't read the third option, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I was like, these are gifts from Simon.
Of course. I feel like this says an awful lot about Simon,
Yeah,
you know?
given-
Between this and the D&D and the, like, being horny and being in a shitty band. I get it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, did you give your female friend who you won't ask out a pin that says Otaku went? Oh no. Oh no.
no. Do you think they go to New York Comic Con together?
Probably.
They should.
They should. As long as
We should go to New York Comic Con.
as long as Simon doesn't suggest that Clary dress up as an anime girl.
Or like Slave Leia or something.
Yeah. So anyway,
Illegal.
that's Clary's bag.
Yeah, she gets changed.
And then they go find Luke's bag and it's full of weapons.
Like so many different weapons.
Yeah. Is it like, because we talked about, did we talk about this? I think I'm getting confused. Werewolves, right, have the silver thing.
Yeah.
Are there other metals / weapon combos for other, Sam, do they follow like those kind of rules here still?
I don't remember. Iron for Fae, I think, is still
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Can't get rid of that one. It's
Yeah.
a classic.
And are demons
Yeah.
like holy water or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. I'm really
Yeah.
doubting myself right now, but I'm pretty
believe in you.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can remember.
You can remember. Like, 'cause
I
I'm
don't know, but
wondering
yeah,
why he has like a chakram.
Oh, I think that's just because they're fancy.
Okay.
Like, any
He's a
weapon
fancy boy.
can be used to kill a demon as long as it's, like, blessed, I think.
Okay.
Like, there's a whole... Like, you notice how, like, none of them use guns, and it's because, like,
Mhm.
it's, like, super hard to, like, make a
To bless all your
gun
bullets.
effective. Yeah.
yeah.
And there's a whole story arc of it in one of the Victorian
really?
Age series. Yeah, of like one of the characters does successfully do it, but like it's not as effective as just like using a blade. So
Huh.
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Yeah. Other metals, I think silver and iron are the big ones. I don't
Okay.
think there's any other ones.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Simon mentions that when he was creeping on Luke and saw him packing this bag of
Yeah.
weapons, some of them seemed to be glowing. And I was
That's the
assuming
seraphs, yeah.
it was the seraph blades.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah. Except it's surprising Simon saw them glowing.
Yeah,
but-
right?
Okay, that was gonna be my follow-up question.
Yeah, that doesn't make continuity sense, really.
Because Simon is just a dude, right?
He's a rego.
He's not like secretly
yeah.
something else.
I am again doubting myself. I think it comes up that maybe he has the sight or something later
Oh.
on. I am struggling at the moment. There might be a
That's
reason he
okay.
was able to actually see that. But he couldn't see them at the club.
Yeah, he didn't see them at the club.
But then Clary
might
was
just be a
talking about
continuity issue.
seeing things. So then maybe Simon started to be like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe there's like,
That's true.
like maybe he just started to, even in the back of his head, like maybe the reason he's so open to this right now is he's like, that's weird, Clary. Like my very good friend was saying that she saw something that I couldn't see. And then he's like, what if there was something there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be it
Could be.
too. Yeah, I can't fully remember. But
Wow.
That's fair.
We'll all learn together.
there might be something where he did actually have the sight all along,
Yeah.
maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he just has a little bit of it.
Oh, and maybe it'll be the thing where Simon's like, no, I was pretending I couldn't see them because I knew it was dangerous. That's why I lied
No,
to you.
that doesn't happen.
Okay,
That for
okay,
sure
good.
doesn't happen. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume that we're going to find out here that because the chakram like is specifically, I hope I'm saying that right. Chakram? Is it a
I'm
sh or a ch?
not sure.
I don't know. However the correct one is. Chakram used to be Hodge's weapon of choice. So I'm assuming that like Luke was the one who like killed Hodge's family or something, you know? Like,
Yeah. Cut off his wings or whatever.
yeah. We know that was
No.
me
No.
randomly being like, what if Hodge had wings, I think. And I don't think he
No.
Yeah.
does.
No.
No.
Oh, I decided I liked that idea.
Okay.
But
think of it more that they just maybe used to be like fighting buds.
Oh my god, maybe they were
Aw.
blood brothers
were
or
buddies?
whatever it was.
Oh no.
Best friends.
sad.
I've already forgotten the word for
Oh.
best friends, but not gay.
Parabatai?
Yeah,
Parabatai.
parabatai.
Or is that okay? I was like, was that a Percy Jackson thing?
No.
It does sound like a Percy Jackson thing.
Because it's Greek, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, they were probably best friends. That's
Wow, how
Tragic.
sad. And then he ran away with Jocelyn and Valentine's child, Clary.
yeah. Yeah.
After some more, I don't know. I wasn't.
It's the war, yeah. The
Who knows?
war, capital T, capital W.
But yeah, no, the capital A Accords
Oh right.
during the capital U uprising.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like plot advancing information in this chapter, but not a ton that actually happens, and no biology stuff
Yeah.
for us. And also, yeah, like it's a lot of the kind of information that doesn't make sense to those of us who haven't read the book all the way yet.
Right. But it'll probably make sense at some point. But yeah,
Yeah.
the guys, show up, threatened Luke, and I don't know. I was vaguely annoyed that Clary focuses on, maybe this is too far, but it's Clary's reaction to the conversation, which is what happens next, right? But her
Yeah.
reaction's later. But she's like clearly focusing on the fact that Luke just is like, I don't care what happens to Jocelyn. Get out of my house. And it's like, dude, clearly he's trying to keep you safe by like pretending he doesn't care, pretending he doesn't know anything. Like, like the reason he's acting like this and the reason he told you to stay away is obviously because he knows these guys are around and he wants you like gone.
I mean, listen, as someone who always assumes that everybody secretly hates them no matter how many times they tell me otherwise, I understand why Clary is like, wow, he for sure does actually hate me.
Right.
Despite an entire lifetime of being like my second parent.
Right. I guess at this stage, she's assuming he hates her mom, not her.
True.
Which I'm like, look.
Listen.
Listen.
Even I wouldn't believe that someone who helped me raise a child would secretly hate me.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Anyway.
It's wild time. It's a wild time.
It's a wild time. Yeah. I love the fact that when Luke and these two non-warlocks come home, the kids all hide behind just like a wooden screen as if they're Scooby Doo characters.
Yeah.
It's like nobody's... I thought for sure they were going to get caught, but they didn't.
Yeah. And I guess I assumed people would be like shadow... I guess hunters can't like themselves feel... Shadow hunters can't themselves feel when magic is being done. They need like their sensors.
They must. Well, the sensors are for demons?
Right, because... Or like they can't sense when marks... Because they don't do magic, but... Jace does this thing where he
Luke would notice because he has wolf senses.
Jace does this thing where he makes like a window appear in the screen and like nobody else reacts. And I'm like, can they tell when not magic is happening, Sam?
I don't think so, no. Unless they're like runed up for it. Like, yeah, because like before they go into like battle or whatever, they like put every rune and more on their bodies, but like they don't do that every day, so
so they'd need a detect magic rune, sort of.
There have to be like some sort of kind of prep for that. They can't just do it without having a rune.
So without having the runes on, like if they're de-runed or whatever, are shadow hunters just like regular people? Like do they have any inherent non-human capabilities?
Well, they have like permanent runes. So like there's I think one that just like makes them faster and stronger. Like that's like never goes away.
Okay.
But I don't remember like all the details, I think.
And that's still a rune that they have to put on somehow.
Yeah, so like a kid shadow hunter is like no different than a human.
Okay. Interesting.
Right, because they have to go through the... Oh, wait, no. They have to go through the angel blood drinking, or that was just like in their lineage?
No, it's only if they're made.
Okay.
So you could be born a shadow hunter, which means you have the ability to use runes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like a human.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's like Clary, right? Like, oh, well, spoiler. I mean, I think it was kind of obvious.
She's like, a shadow hunter?
Yeah, but like there's something special about her, and she's a huge klutz. Like,
yeah, just like the other
and she's
girls.
a shadow hunter,
just like the other girls.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a good thing he didn't have to put runes on them to hide them, because then Simon would have exploded.
Would have been a Forsaken.
A Forsaken, right?
Yep.
Although it is interesting that it seems that all Jace did was make the screen transparent, and he didn't put, like, a silencing rune in their corner or whatever. Like, I thought he would do a rune to hide them somehow, but it doesn't seem like he did.
I don't think he can do anything that, like, affects other people without doing the rune on them, right?
But, like, yeah. I guess I was thinking because he made the screen basically into a one-way window, I was like, maybe he can make it sound dampening or something from one direction, too. So if someone, like, coughs, it would dampen the sound, but he didn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he only has time. He only had time to do, like,
one.
He
only has time to do the one.
And he was like, this is it.
He prioritized the
let's see what's
the
going
spying
on.
one.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I do also in this conversation just want to address that Luke is lying about animals. Because he brings up a jog-toed swallow, which does not exist.
Oh, I thought that was just like a magic creature.
A
thing.
magic bird?
I don't know.
Maybe.
They're talking about magic stuff. Or
Yeah.
not magic stuff.
A jog-toed swallow.
I don't know.
Oh, no, that isn't in reference to actual things.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, don't you know anything? And he's just like, I know where to find a jog-toed swallow in springtime. That would be
I
great.
think it's just a paranormal animal thing.
Wow, a magic swallow.
Oh. So is this, this book house
Yeah.
must surely have, like, Mundy books. But I wonder if he also has
Secret Shadowhunter books.
Shadow Hunt. I was like, what? Downworlder et al. Books?
Well, I've immediately forgotten. Do the bad guy Shadowhunters they like the Downworlders, right? Or they're like, they feel bad for them?
No.
Don't they all hate the Downworlders?
No, okay.
They all
No,
hate the
no.
Downworlders, but they're against each other.
Okay. Okay.
Uh.
The vehemence with which.
Sounds like they're all racist.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. Got it.
like, and they do seem to be aware that Luke is a werewolf. And they make, like, a bunch of little snide comments about how he, like, still looks human and someone like him or whatever.
Yeah.
Assuming that is, in fact, like, canthropy we're talking about. So it might just be that they're racist to him because now he has fantasy AIDS.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. That's why that's how you know they're the bad guys.
Yeah, because they're being discriminatory based on someone's medical status.
Wow. And that's why Clary's going to be better than all of them, because she's going to be like, my platonic stepdad is a werewolf, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, I like him anyway.
Yeah, I like him anyway, which is great.
Yeah, good.
Which is
for
good
her.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess we also learned that the Mortal Cup isn't destroyed. It's just somewhere.
Yeah, Sam told us it was lost.
Oh, right. Okay, yes. Jocelyn has it. It's not lost.
Apparently Jocelyn has it.
Yeah.
Which I think that's new news to us in this chapter.
Yeah.
That Jocelyn might have had it.
So Jocelyn faked her and Clary's death in the house fire to steal the cup from Valentine.
From Valentine, who is Clary's dad. We've decided.
Yeah.
That's not canon yet.
Right. No, because I
probably
think
is.
there's going to be a brief period where they think her dad is not Valentine.
It's Jace's dad.
It's Jace's
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah, who these non-Morlocks murdered.
Yeah, because someone's going to be
Murdered.
like, wow, Valentine killed your dad, Clary.
And then it'll be like, no, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
And thus this Harry Potter
And then they can make out
slash
because it'll
Lord of
be
the Rings
fine.
fanfic becomes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense why they kiss, because they did that in Star Wars too, when they didn't know they were siblings.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's also
This
Star
is
Wars
actually
fanfiction.
It's also Star Wars.
Wow.
That's why they have glowing blade weapons.
Yeah. Wow. Truly. Well, that could also be Lord of the Rings. So
yeah.
both sides want the cup? Is that sort of what it's coming down to?
Are there even sides? It almost seems like it's... Well, I guess we don't know what side Jace's faction is on.
The non-Valentine
sides.
side and the
Yeah.
Valentine
There's
side.
Okay, yes. And then Clary's mom and platonic stepfather are almost like their own side.
Yeah. They're on the neither
they're
side should have it.
exiles.
Yeah.
They're what, Sam?
Exiles.
Exiles.
From the Shadowhunters. They're
From the Shadowhunters.
they're-
Are they exiles because they stole the cup? Or
Well, I think Luke is an exile
I
because
guess
he
you'll
has a
find
disease, right?
because he has a disease?
Yeah.
Does Jocelyn also have a disease?
No.
I think she just went into hiding, right?
She just went into hiding to get away from Valentine.
Yes.
I wonder if Jocelyn and Luke were friends before this.
Yes.
Because that was, like, the impression I had from all this, which I guess is correct, is that they have been, like, besties for a long time.
Wow, just like Simon and Clary.
Just like Simon and Clary. They're
And if they're going to stay
destined to be platonic friends forever.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. But, like, Luke in this speech that seems like it, like Sophie was saying, seems like it's designed to
walk
distance
walk
Clary
this
and
very
Jocelyn.
delicate balance.
Yeah, like he implies that it's like, well, yeah, like we hung out because we were both exiled at the same time. So I was wondering if there was like truth to part of that, but
Yeah, man.
seems like he's just acting.
I bet Valentine, Luke, and Jocelyn were best friends. All three of them. Luke loved Jocelyn. Yeah, Jocelyn loved Valentine.
Yeah, for sure. Then Valentine became corrupted somehow because it seemed like he's actually evil.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how people talk about him.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's a good segue into maybe we should guess what's going to happen next.
Wow, what's going to happen next, I wonder?
Unless you guys have anything else to say. No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the main thing is that, I mentioned in the summary, but we haven't talked about it, that they confirm that Valentine has Jocelyn now.
And that Valentine's alive. You know, like, I feel like we didn't know that yet.
That's true. We didn't actually know that, did we? Yeah, Valentine's alive. He has Jocelyn. The end.
Yeah.
The end.
The end.
Wow. Speaking of the end of this chapter.
Oh,
Sam,
right.
do you want to tell us what's going to happen in the next? No. Tell us the title and the first sentence, and we'll guess.
The title of chapter 9 is The Circle and the Brotherhood. And your sentence is, Clary stepped forward to touch Jace's arm, say something, anything. What did you say to someone who had just seen his father's killers? Oh yeah, we forgot that point. The two shadow hunters in there killed Jace's parents. That was how the chapter ended.
That was the last cliffhanger moment.
Yeah.
An important thing to mention.
Moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, now everyone's traumatized.
Yeah, well,
except maybe Simon.
He's fine so far.
Yeah.
Simon's traumatized by being in the friend zone.
Yeah. Simon's traumatized by learning that there's no such thing as 6-foot-tall hot elves.
Right, who wear fur bikinis.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
That's pretty sad.
Don't worry, I'm sure Simon will get his moment.
Yeah, definitely. It's not going to all be bad for him for the rest of the series.
No.
The Circle and the Brotherhood. Okay, the Brotherhood, do we think is the brothers, the Silent Brothers, the
I was
Shadow
like,
Hunters?
It's the Parabatais. It's Jace and Alec and his folks, but the Silent Brothers make sense. I forgot that they existed.
Yeah, and the Circle... Did we learn about the Circle already? It was just like mentioned in one of the exposition chapters, right?
I don't know. You could convince me either way.
Who knows? Okay, well, I'm going to guess that the Circle and the Brotherhood...
It's Shadowhunter stuff.
Are Shadowhunter stuff. Yeah. Or... Yeah, okay, that's what I got so far. Luke left, right?
Luke left, yeah. And I don't know if they're going to go after him.
Probably not, because Clary's mad that he said he didn't care what happened to her mom.
Yeah.
As though she should believe what he says.
Right.
She's going to be like, he's secretly evil because he's got those chains in his basement. And he said he didn't care about my mom. And then someone's going to be like, you dumbass.
Dumbass. He's gonna show
werewolf.
up in a moment of glory as a werewolf in some scene. And Claire's gonna be like, oh my god, it's a demon, kill it. Yeah. And then it's gonna turn into her
It'll be like,
stepdad.
No, it's me, your dad. It's me, your dad.
I'm your father.
I am yours.
I, Luke, am your father.
I'm your stepdad. Luke, I'm your stepfather.
Your stepdad. Parentheses, platonic.
Anyway, and then Jace is gonna be mad about those guys.
Yeah, he's gonna want to chase them down.
I mean, we didn't
talk about it.
Big news that they've learned that Valentine and these guys are like alive, right?
Yeah.
And so they're probably gonna go right back to the Shadowhunter place.
Oh, that's true.
I think I was confusing the Circle and the Clave, but
yeah,
you know,
who could say? Anyway, they're going to go back and be like, Valentine's alive. We got to go kill him. And then I think they're going to be like, that's can't be true. Mm-hmm. I think, right, there's no.
There's two ways this can go. Everyone back at the place is either going to be like, of course, or they're going to be like, we don't believe you.
I mean, based on the fact that this is Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And Valentine is obviously Voldemort. Nobody's going to believe them that he's back.
Exactly. That's sort of where I was thinking.
Yeah. So, good point.
Like, I think there's going to be something about how they're being like, Jace, you're just being too emotional about your parents dying.
About your parents being murdered.
Yeah, you just refuse to give this up. Like, so weird that you won't give it up.
It's really
And so are we sure you weren't just confused or trying to go off on a revenge scheme? And then Clary's going to be like, let's go save my mom and murder those guys. And they're going to go off and do that.
Yeah, and Clary will be like, no, we heard Luke call them by their names, which are Pangborn and Blackwell. So it's like, we know that they were there.
Right.
Because how would Clary know? Except Jace could have told her. But,
yeah.
You know.
I think there's going to be something about how they're like, oh, well, Luke's probably in on it. They were probably they knew you were there. They were staging this or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because Luke has a disease, which means he's evil.
He's evil because
he's sick.
Bloodborne illness.
Yeah.
So he has an STI.
Yeah. Oh, is that how you become a werewolf?
No.
You have sex with other werewolves.
In Harry Potter, werewolf lycanthropy was supposed to be supposed to be, end quotes, like an analog to HIV.
Right.
Which is...
But I don't think in Harry Potter they said that it was because you had sex with other people who were werewolves.
No, but that...
Like the stigma, you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
He caught a disease from someone, and it's shameful.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because God forbid you have a health condition.
God forbid you have a disease. And then... Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Simon. Do they bring Simon? Probably not.
I mean, I feel like they have to now because he knows.
I mean, can they bring him into... Won't he, like, die if he goes inside or something?
No.
Okay.
He'll explode if they put a rune on him.
Therefore, he goes in. Great.
They're going to hold him captive until they get the cup. And then they're going to turn him into a shadow hunter. Except he's not going to be a shadow hunter because for some reason that doesn't work. He's also going to get a magical disease at some point.
Yeah. Or he'll get turned by the evil shadow hunters because they'll be like, we'll make Clary like you if you become an angel blood drinker.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, great.
They're going to they're going to kidnap him to hurt Clary.
Yeah.
And he's going to come, like Ari, Maximum Ride, he's going to show up as a demon.
Yeah.
And Clary will be like, no, my friend. And Simon will be like, this is because you didn't love me back.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. He'll show up with wings as an eraser.
Yeah, as an eraser.
Yeah.
A be-winged werewolf.
I don't know what they're going to do with Simon. Hopefully they don't have to deal with it in this chapter. You know what? I think you're right, and Simon's going to get, like, kidnapped or something very soon. Yeah. Anyway, did we get it right, Sam? Did we get close? No. Okay.
No. Perfect.
Great.
Nailed it.
Wow, maybe they're just following
there's some stuff in there. Yeah, like
great.
We're in the suburbs
you
of
did
Bones.
something.
We did something.
Bones, yeah.
Not in the city.
We're in the greater Bones area.
The greater Bones area.
The GBA.
Yeah. The GBA. Yeah. We've made this joke several times and it's funny every time.
It's still funny. Everybody knows the GTA, right? Okay. Well,
a reference we can all enjoy.
Sam says we nailed it, I'm pretty sure. So let's
that's what she said.
Talk about what else we're reading then. Other than this book. Thankfully, I don't have to disclose how many weeks it's been since we last recorded because I've only read one book. But I started a book and DNF'd it, and then I don't want to talk about it. But then I finished...
Well, now I want to know.
It was the one I was telling you about. It's the third monster book.
Oh, yes.
The third dragon book or whatever.
It was a monster fucking book.
Yeah. The ones that Hannah really liked and I didn't.
I wouldn't say that.
It was fine. I just didn't want to read it. And that's the end of it. I finished the third Dr. Greta Helsing books, which are the monster doctor books, which literally is just our podcast. The third book is about how she's like being a doctor at a like medical spa for mummies. And it's talking about how she like there's literal references to scientific papers about like reconstructing tendons in mummies and how their like biology works. It's incredible.
Wow.
So anyway, I read the third one of that book. Technically, I think it's just a trilogy because it sort of wraps up at the end there, but there is a fourth book, so I'm going to be picking that one up also, but haven't read that one yet. And then the only other book I read was The Apple Tree Throne by Premi Mohammed, which is a novella more, but it was like...
Wait, what does that mean?
What? A novella?
What does novella mar?
More. I said it was a novella more than a novel.
I see.
Is the way I meant that to be interpreted. But
okay, carry on.
Yeah, it was more of a novella is what I should have said. Yeah, it was set in like an alternate England. It was cool. A little creepy. Good for Halloween.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my review. And that's all I've read. What about you guys?
I also haven't read that much because I was stuck on a boat that I had to run around too much to actually read. But I managed to finally finish The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, so that's something.
Yeah.
I also started and DNF'd a book. And then I have decided to start reading. I was supposed to read this in October for, spooky feels, but here we are. It's called Phantasma. Yeah, Phantasma, which is some like standalone spooky horror romantasy thing. So
standalone.
A month late, but it's fine.
Wow.
Love a standalone.
Love a
yeah.
standalone.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah. On this podcast, we support DNFing. Well, two of us do.
I support other people doing it.
Yeah.
There's too many
Just
books,
don't
and
support me
there's
too.
not enough time to read books that don't bring you joy.
Yeah.
And then
And yet.
I started reading The Hurricane Wars by Thea Gunzone and just decided to put off reading our book club books for a bit because
they're big.
I think I'm burnt out on high fantasy and I just need some smooching. So
Yeah, that's allowed.
yeah.
I know. I made Sam read a book where the smooching barely happens and it only happens in the third book.
I was fine with that book until it decided to have its plot end at page 300 and have another 100 pages of nothing. So
yeah.
Anyways.
Betrayal.
I was betrayed.
Yep.
What book was this?
That was The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter.
Yeah. I didn't actually finish it.
Oh my god.
I couldn't. I was
Okay.
like, I didn't care enough. I was like, there's 80 more
The plot's
pages of
done.
just nonsense. Ugh. Anyways, I don't want to get into it. You both like the book, so it's not fair.
I did like it. You're allowed to dislike it though.
Yeah.
What about you, Hannah?
Me. Yeah, I listened to several audiobooks in the intervening time, and now I am listening to... What am I listening to?
Something, for sure.
What am I listening to? Oh, I'm listening to The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey
Uh-huh.
because it's about a marine biologist, not because I liked the first book in the series. I might be getting got by myself a little bit with that one, but that's okay.
I'm
Yeah.
honestly shocked you keep reading Tessa Bailey.
The thing is, I really liked the first two of hers that I read,
Which were the first
so I keep
two?
trying.
The
It was
one
the
last
Bellinger
summer.
Sisters one.
Oh,
Or
yeah. Okay.
happened
Yeah.
last.
It happened last summer was okay, and I really liked Hook, Line, and Sinker. But then every other book of hers that I've read keeps getting more and more ridiculous, and I can't
Yeah,
handle it.
that's fair.
Yeah, not least to mention the fact that this undergrad student got a year-long internship in Antarctica. Like, are you
Imagine.
fucking kidding me?
Imagine.
It's so unfair.
That's what the book is about. It's about a fantastical world.
It's a fantasy. Oh, this is a romantasy.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well,
She gets plucked
it's
from her magical internship
it's
to live in
fiction.
an extremely rich hot man's house.
yeah, it's fiction, and this fiction is that undergrads can get an internship in Antarctica.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
go to school at a school that has an Antarctic program, it's not completely out of this world to go in your undergrad.
Does she pay for it? Because then,
Probably.
I don't think she does.
if she gets paid for it, that's the wild part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
true.
she pays to go, yeah, she could do it.
Yeah.
From my understanding in Fangirl Down, the first book, I don't think she gets paid for it.
I couldn't tell if she gets paid or if she just doesn't get paid much.
Well, in
It's probably
romance
that
books, yeah, everyone just has money. It's okay. Except in
it's
Allie
true.
Hazelwood books.
And except in this one because she needs to live in his house to have a job.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because she can't afford rent.
I don't know. I don't find it that outlandish because as somebody who has looked into actually getting work in Antarctica, It's easier if you're from New Zealand, the States, or Europe. It's very hard as a Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
But-
mostly being facetious.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I didn't actually find it that unbelievable.
I think, like, in the first book in this series, for some reason, I assumed she was already a grad student, and I was like, hey, it makes sense that a grad student would have, like, a research season somewhere cool. But then I
Why
started
is she
reading this
still
one, and
an
it was like, oh, I'm
undergrad?
starting grad school, and I was like, wait a second. You were, like, 21, and they just put you in Antarctica for a year?
She probably paid for it. That's why she doesn't have money
She
for
probably
rent.
pays for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say she
That's
probably
true.
paid for it, or
She
it's
spent
like one of those-
$10,000 to do this internship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Anyway,
Anyway.
clearly I have normal and resolved feelings about Antarctica research.
Yeah.
And in addition to listening to that, I am reading our October book, which is The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. It's fine.
It's intense. Are you getting any Lies of Loch Lamora vibes from it? That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah, it is very Loch Lamora in plot. It's just not as much in character yet.
Okay.
It feels like someone was like, people love The Lies of Loch Lamora. Let's try to do that. But they just don't have that Scott Lynch touch.
Right.
Yeah. So I definitely see why people would be like, these are familiar, because they are familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And in November, we are all going to be reading To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monakill Blackgoose as our Midlight Book Club book.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
None of
yeah.
us have started it yet,
Nope.
but I bet it'll be good.
But I bought it.
Sam bought it, which counts. Because
I
it
bought
is.
it
yes.
in the
It's-
month of November. That
Yeah,
counts.
It counts.
It counts.
Technically, it's spoilers, only November 1st right now.
Yeah.
So the day we're recording this.
Yeah, it's okay that we haven't started
Yeah,
it yet.
okay, jeez. Get off our backs.
Oh my god.
If you go to our Instagram, there's a special guest in the post announcement.
Oh my
Oh, is there?
god.
Is it Sophie?
No.
No,
If it was
Can
me,
you
I don't
imagine?
remember being
Eh.
there.
it's a fluffy gray being.
A kitty cat.
It's the cat.
Sweet 16. It's her birthday.
Oh wow, I'm looking at this picture of Totoro. She's very funny.
Wow.
She's just a weird guy.
Just a weird old lady.
Just a really weird old lady.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening. If you liked this chapter of Midlight Crisis, consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media. We are at Midlight Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. Not all the time, though, so you gotta pick the right one.
Yeah.
You want to ask for stickers. And all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And turns out Simon is just like me. If I found out supernatural creatures were real. But the vampires are hot, right?
Like, god damn it.
They have to be hot.
Teenage priorities.
They
Me
have to
before-
be hot. I mean, they're 30-year-old priorities as well.
Yeah. Are
That's true.
the vampires hot?